Aloha and welcome to this version of the Elite Leadership Training Call for Team Aloha. And today's call is going to be a basic call. We're going to focus on the basics, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s of getting started in your Youngevity business. We assume that if you're on this call, you're listening to this right now, that you have the intention of using Youngevity as a vehicle, a serious business vehicle to get you and your family where you want to be financially. And whether you want to make $1,000 a month, whether you want to make $10,000 a month, whether you want to make $50,000, $100,000 a month. I mean, this is where you get started. This is where you plug people in. So let's start with this because, this is a relationship business, and everybody says your leaders that you bring in, whether it's you, whether what I'm about to say is for you, which it is for all of us, but if you haven't done it yet, you need to focus on doing it for yourself and then turning around and doing it for other people. So the very first thing that you want to ask you, and if you've already asked you, then it's to ask somebody else. And you should all have a pen and paper handy because we're going to cover a lot of information here, is how much do you want to make? How much do you want to make monthly? Let's do a 3-month, 6-month, 1-year, and 5-year goal of how much do you want to make. And I want you to be realistic about it so that it's believable to you. Anything is realistic, but not everything's believable to you. So personally, my number was $10,000 a month. It wasn't believable to me to make $10,000 a month my first month in Youngevity, but it was believable to me to make it within my first year. So I had a 1-year goal of $10,000 a month. Then let's backtrack it. So I had to set a 6-month goal, a 3-month goal. I didn't really understand that part of it, but that part of it is very valuable. I didn't have anybody breaking this down for me when I first started, but it's really important that you have goals that are believable to you. So wherever you want to start, let's say you say in the next 6 months I want to be making $3,000 a month. That's very doable. That's very believable. Now let's bring it down to a 3-month goal. What do we want to do 3 months in? I want to be making $1,500 in 3 months monthly. That's very believable and very doable. And then let's set a year goal out. Okay, if I'm making $3,000 a month in 6 months, how about I'm making $5,000, $6,000 a month by the end of the year, or $10,000 a month by the end of the year? I want you to write this down, and I want you to sit down with your new people. And this is the starting point, because when we find out how much money you want to be making monthly, we can determine how many hours and how much time and energy you're going to have to put into it to make that realistic for you, to make that work for you. So that's the second question, is now that we've determined how much do you want, let's back it up to say how many hours are you willing to work a week, and what does that entail for you? What do you have to be doing on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis to make that a reality? So let me come up with I'll come up with a figure, and somebody's got a little noise in the background. If you just want to *6 to mute yourself out, that'd be great. And if you have a question, you can go ahead and *6 to unmute. But let's say I have my goal that I set initially for myself, $10,000 a month in my first year. So to back out of that, let's say 6 months into it, I want to be making $5,000 a month, and in 3 months into it, I want to be making $2,000 a month. And that is really realistic, because that's about what happened for me. Now, please believe me when I say this is not an income guarantee. We're not guaranteeing your income, but what I can guarantee is the vividness of your vision is in direct relation to the vitality of your life. The amount of work that you're committed to putting in is going to be in direct relation to your paycheck. Your efforts are going to show on the cash register. So your money-making opportunity rings the cash register. Training does not ring the cash register. You being here on this call is not ringing the cash register. However, I think this is certain trainings are very important to get you the tools that you need to get where you want to go. So how many hours are you willing to work? This is not work. Sitting on this call is not work. What kind of activities constitute work? And let me just say this: if you are willing, if you're looking to do $10,000 a month in a year, you have to be looking at spending at least 20 to 30 hours a week doing actual work. If you're not willing to do that, then let's come up with a goal that's a little more realistic for you. I mean, there is luck, there is a lot of luck, and there's a lot of things that you could be doing to have some big irons in the fire, which you may be able to make that happen with less work. But I'm going to tell you that's probably not realistic. If you're looking to make $10,000 a month within 1 year, it's probably not realistic for you to work less than 20 hours a week at your Youngevity business. You have to be committed. You have to be serious about this to attract serious people. So what are some income generating actions for you to be doing? Let's see. So one is setting a goal for yourself daily to meet and talk to new people, to be introducing the opportunity to new people every day. And I'd say if you're looking to do this seriously, and in the very beginning you set a 3-month goal for yourself. This is not something, this activity, this brand new income generating activity is not something that you're going to be doing for the entirety of your Youngevity business on a daily basis, because as you move into the different modes of working your business, you're going to have to split your time between prospecting, encouraging your new members, managing your downline, and doing training of your own. So you're not going to have the same amount of time to be out prospecting once you've filled your pipeline with leads and people that are working the business and customers and all that kind of stuff. So in the very beginning, you're going to be doing a lot of this going out and meeting new people and getting people in front of the information. So how do we do that? We do that by intention. So it's the intention that you're leaving the house with intention that you're going to meet people. And if you have intention on meeting people, you need to be prepared for that when it happens. So you need to have a couple tools in place. So write this down: Dead Doctors Don't Lie CDs and Dr. Glidden's Healing is Easy. I think they're both very powerful. Dr. Glidden, Dr. Wallach appeal to two different crowds, so you might want to listen to both the CDs and think about the person that you're giving the CD to. You can have them personalized to make them as business cards, and by the time that you order 50 to 100 of them, it's about $1.25 a piece. So it's very reasonable, and if you're asking for people to give them back to you or pass them on to other people, then they're going to have a lot of that $1.25 is going to go a long way. So I encourage you to go to drjwallach.com. It's www.drjwallach.com. I'm going to pull it up on the screen right now for those of you listening. But if you go to drjwallach, you can put in an order for I'd like the best of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. I would also order this Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Somebody Needs to Go to Jail, for $19. I have it up on the screen right here. You can go to the CD section and order your Dead Doctors Don't Lie CDs. Also, let's see, where is that one? The Best of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. You can call in, and the number is right here. It is 800-755-4656, 800-755-4656. Tell me you want to order 100 copies of Dead Doctors Don't Lie personalized. They're going to email you with your, for you to give them your name and phone number and website or whatever you want to put on the personalized CDs, and then hand those out. The reason I like to get this DVD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, is because you can show it to people. You could even screen it at churches or groups. If you have a community group, or go to a local retirement community and see about getting their multi-purpose room to schedule a screening of it. When those people in a retirement community are always looking for things to do, and they schedule activities like that, and they'll promote it for you within the retirement home, so you can have a built-in audience. But think outside the box and do things like that. So those kind of things are big irons in the fire. But the practical thing you want to be doing is going out and showing people daily the opportunity and the products. I do that with the Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and the rebound chart, comparison chart, and samples. So I just pulled up the rebound. I'm going to pull this up on my page right now. For those of you watching, you can see the rebound comparison chart, which is really powerful. Somebody's got a little feedback. If you could *6 or manually mute your phone out, that'd be great. Okay, so if you guys are looking online, you can see the rebound comparison chart. Jamel and I took this chart off somewhere, and you can find it if you search around, or if you request it from me. I'll send it out to you in an email, or actually I'll probably post it on our Team Aloha page. But if you can see what we did, we edited the top of this. This is a powerful chart because for kids that are playing sports, and moms that want to give their kids the best stuff that there is, they're giving their kids Gatorade, Powerade, vitamin water, which has very little nutrients. And for those of you who know about Dr. Wallach's message, it's when we perspire, we sweat out so much of our nutrients, and athletes are the ones who need to supplement the most. So this is a great tool, the rebound comparison chart. Have a couple of these printed up with your name and number at the top of them, and some rebound samples on hand. And for those of you who, let's see, let me get rid of this, have some rebound samples on hand, and go out with the intention of getting people's names and numbers. Don't ever give out a sample or a Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD unless you're writing somebody's information down for contact information. One other thing that is income generating that you need to be doing is going to or having your own meetings and inviting guests to the meetings. I find that when you set a meeting, set a date for a meeting, you have you have a purpose for going out and talking to people. It's kind of like an accountability, because you don't want to have nobody show up at your meeting. You want to have people come to your meeting. So I'm going to pull up on screen. You need to be plugged into Youngevity, the Youngevity meeting locator. If you're in Hawaii, our meetings are almost always on the meeting locator, but be plugged into our Facebook community and you'll get reminders of those meetings. But you go here to Company and then Resource Center, and you go to Events. And on the Events page of the Youngevity website, you'll see all the events that are scheduled all across the country. So here's our opportunity meeting for Thursday. We didn't have ours put up for today, but there's ours for Thursday. You can see here's one in Dallas, Texas, Washington, another one in Texas, Super Saturday, which is great. Cheryl Morley's going to be there. She's tremendous. So if you know anybody in Texas looking at doing the opportunity, get them involved. You know, like here's a Dr. Wallach seminar in, is it Washington, Utah? Utah, Washington? I don't know, but you can check it out. You click on this, and you want to get in touch with the people who are organizing the event. This is in Utah, so very cool. Arizona, so a health lecture in Arizona. So get to these events and get your people that you know to the events, invite them, and have your own event. You can get it posted on the meeting locator if you're SEMD or higher. And it does help to get it on the meeting locator, because you will have people show up that just find your meeting off the street and they're not signed up yet. And I've sold CEO packs that way multiple times by posting my event on the meeting locator and having people just see it and come in off the street who aren't signed up under anyone. So you should be looking into this. Another way you can get plugged in and get your people plugged in is calls. And there's two different kinds of calls. There's corporate calls and there's team calls. Corporate calls are located here on the Youngevity website, where you can see the schedule of calls. You can go to recorded calls here. You can even send links of these calls, or send the file of these calls to people. So if you, let's say you're listening to a basic training call and it's somebody talking about something that you think would really resonate with somebody, one of your prospects, you can download this call and send it in an email to somebody. And if you want a training on that, you're not sure how to do that, we're happy to help you with that kind of stuff. But when I first started and I was going out into the community meeting people, I always carried with me a book. And I put emails and phone numbers, names in there of people, and I took basic notes on them. The date that I met them, where that I met them, what I gave them, Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD or what. When I got home, I'm kind of old school, you guys, so I had a a recipe box with 3x5 cards that I would alphabetize, and I would have a prospect box, and then they ordered product, I would move them from the prospect box into my customer or distributor box. And every time I had contact with these people, I would write on the card that I contacted them, so I'm not jumping all over people contacting them every day. Or if somebody tells me, you know what, email is the best mode of communication for me, I'd write that note on the card and I'd email them. So then you add them into your email list and your contacts, and then you can categorize different emails where you can do drip campaigns and things like that to people. I don't like to overload people, but you always want to invite them to local events or your events or things that are going on, or calls, special calls that we're having, until they tell you to stop, right? And when they tell you to stop, you, of course, you want to be respectful and stop and just, still have a conversation with them. Hey, so is there something that turned you off, or maybe it's just not the right time for you? Do you want me to contact you in 6 months? And a lot of times people say, yeah, you know what, I've got a lot going on in my life, but if you would, please give me a call back in 3 months or so. And you want to just have open communication with people. This is a communication, a relationship business. So we want to be building a relationship. So what I should have just said now, if somebody says, you know, it's not the right time for me, contact me in 3 months, say, you know what, I'm really, as you can tell, I'm aggressive about building my team here locally because we've got a lot of momentum and we're really excited and starting to see some people make some serious income here. Do you have anybody that you'd want to refer my way that you think would want to make some extra income right now? And maybe that's what that person needed to hear. Maybe they might say, well, I'm interested in making some extra income, and you had only been talking to them about about the products at that point. You never know. And people are always, he might say, you know what, my neighbor was just telling me he was looking at MLMs because he wants to make some extra money for Christmas for his family. Hey, perfect. Well, send him my way, or let me get his email and I'll reach out to him and send him some information he might want to listen to. So it's about having that intention that there are people out there praying for an opportunity, whether it's health related or business related. They're praying for an opportunity, and you have the answer to both. So you want to have the intention that you're going to come across those people on a daily basis, and what do you do for them or with them when you meet them? Okay, so we got in touch with how much do you want to make, how many hours are you willing to work, and how far outside your comfort zone are you willing to go, or how bad do you want it, is pretty much the same question to me, because I was willing to go really far outside of my comfort zone because I wanted it so bad. I wanted it as bad as I wanted to breathe. And it was out of desperation for me. I needed to make the money. At that time, I was a single mom of 5 kids. I needed the money. I was unwilling to go to work and put my kids in daycare or go on assistance. And so I wanted it bad. And doing a meeting for me was so far outside my comfort zone. I was 8 months pregnant, almost 9 months pregnant when I had my first meeting. I set it for 3 weeks or a month out just because I figured I would need that much time to gain up the nerve to do it. But what it did for me, setting that date, it gave me a reason to go out and talk to people, because I had something that I was directing them to, which was this event, and I didn't want to have an empty house. And I talked to everybody that I knew, and everybody that I didn't know, and I prayed for opportunities daily to get put in front of the right people who wanted to hear this information. I talked to people in the maternity aisle at Target. I talked to people when I had 3 kids, or 4 kids with me, and I was pregnant with the 5th one. I talk to people, if you think you can't talk to people when you have your kids with you, you know what I would do? I would go to Target. I would get a case of those little 8-ounce bottles of water. I would have samples with me. I would make people samples in Target or Walmart. I would intend that I would go over in the toy aisle or in this aisle, let my kids play, and I would talk to people who came up. And I would give out 6 or 8 samples in a 2-hour time period in Target. And yes, I would spend that much time in Target prospecting because it was all I could do with my kids, or go to the park. But it was really natural to have those waters in my cart and have the things in my purse and just pull it out and make people, you got to try this. You got to try this stuff. Let me get your name and number. I want to get feedback from you. And I did learn that from Sandy Ellsberg, because when you give somebody a sample, it's a lot that's not prepared. It's a lot less effective than when you actually mix up a sample for somebody, give it to them with a rebound comparison chart and say, this is probably what you're giving your kids now. Dr. Wallach does a lecture called Dead Athletes Don't Lie, and it's true, because all these people that look so healthy, they drop from a stroke or a heart attack while they're in the middle of the field playing a game or running a race, and they look so healthy, and it's because they're missing one mineral that is found in our rebound. And it's just, when you put that information in front of a mom, she's going to want to order the rebound. I can guarantee you that. So let me just say that you need a partner in this. So whether it's your upline or me, I mean, if you're on this call, I'm probably your upline, but you can go to your direct upline, you can go to your upline 10 levels up, or you can go to me, whoever you want to work with, and that's fine. Your direct upline would be the most ideal, but if they're not as aggressively building the business as you, it's okay. You keep going up your line until you find somebody who is, and who's willing to be that coach for you. So you need to get an accountability partner. And first of all, you need to ask yourself these basic questions that I just asked. How much do you want? How many hours are you willing to work? And how far outside your comfort zone are you willing to go, or how bad do you want it? To me, like I said, that's the same question, because your motivator of how bad do you want it is getting outside your comfort zone. At least it was to me. So you need to, if you want to grow a team, you need to be your people's accountability partner. So in order for that to happen, you have to be doing the activity. You have to be getting to the training calls. You have to be having meetings or getting to meetings. You have to be out there prospecting. You have to be doing three-way calls, which is something we haven't talked about. But these are the tools you have to be doing in order for your team to be doing them. So what can we be doing on a daily basis? We talked about you have to be training. That doesn't really count towards your hours of ringing the cash register, because it doesn't make money. Meeting people daily, new people, and planning to do a 5x5, which is what the goal that we set for people their first 90 days. If you've been in this business 2 years and you're not getting the results you want, fire yourself and rehire yourself tomorrow. Fire yourself today and rehire yourself tomorrow, and set a goal for yourself, an intention on talking to 5 new people and following up with 5 people that you've already talked to. Invite them to a meeting. We have a meeting here in Hawaii on Thursday. We have a meeting here in Hawaii tonight. So get off the phone and get people to that meeting. If you can't make the meeting, you put me in touch with these people. See if they can come to the meeting. And if they can, I'll reach out to them and invite them personally. You want to be getting on three-way calls. You want to be, if you've never done one, get me on a three-way call, or get your upline on a three-way call. Learn how to do them by doing. In this business, you learn how to do by doing. So you want to be giving out Dead Doctors Don't Lie CDs, the rebound chart and samples, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head for money-making opportunities or activity that you can be doing on a daily basis. Okay, so somebody signs up and they want to get started. How do they get plugged in? Here's a few ways. So let's list this down, and I'm going to show these on the screen. You want to sit down with them and have a heart-to-heart and ask them those 3 questions. If you don't know how to do that, get me on a three-way call or meet up with me somewhere at a coffee shop, and let's do a coffee shop interview. If this is somebody who signed up with you already, who hasn't been doing much but said they want to do something in the beginning and they kind of fell off, let's re-interview them. Listen, we talked about it when you got started, and maybe I fell off I dropped the ball as your leader or as your upline, as your support, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. I should have been in contact with you more. I'm really serious about my business at this point, and I want to find out who is serious, because I'm looking for partners that I want to build with. So would you have time to sit down and have a meeting about what you want to accomplish with this Youngevity business? And And if they do, great. Let's find out. And don't, if all they want to do is get some free product and make a couple $100 a month, that's fine. That they're very usable in your organization, and we want to support them to help them do that. And we won't push them. That's like, okay, well, how about 5 hours a week? Are you willing to do that in the beginning, to make that a reality for you in the next few months? You know, we can absolutely do that on 5 hours a week, or 4 hours a week, something like that. It's very reasonable. We got to get you trained though. You got to do a little bit of training here. So are you willing to do some homework? Great. Let's put together some homework for you, and we'll meet up next week for a half hour and see if you have any questions on your homework and give you some more to do. So we want to work with what people want. So it's about creating that relationship, giving that support, and working with people. Now, if they say, yes, I'm willing to do this, I really want to create $5,000 a month for my family within the next year. Okay, great. Let's go over some tools you can use to do that. So where I would go, and I just put together a quick list here, is Facebook group. They're going to want to get plugged into our Facebook group, which I have pulled up here, right here. It's called Team Aloha. You need to invite them and welcome them to our Team Aloha Facebook page, because you're not always going to be able to give encouragement to them. You're not always going to be there to answer questions for them. They can ask questions on this Team Aloha Facebook group. They can also, if they're a little more committed, you can invite them to our Team Aloha conversation. Before I invite them to our Team Aloha conversation, I always ask, are you willing to get constant updates on our Team Aloha conversation? Because it does bother some people. Some people are not as plugged in, as excited about this as you are. And getting alerts several times a day in the conversation is not everybody's cup of tea. But some people live on it, and so they love it, and it encourages them. And that's, those are your business builders. But I always ask people if they want to be on our group conversation before I invite them. So, so that's a big one. Team calls with corporate, which I've already talked about. They're all right here. You can listen and download older calls. All the call schedules are on here for the regular calls. You also want to be on our Team Aloha weekly calls, which is, I can send you a list of that, but we always promote them on our Team Aloha Facebook page. So you can always be abreast of reminders about the calls. 94health.com. I'm going to go there right now. It's 94health.com. You can go to this site and you can message somebody a link to do a free online health evaluation, and it tells them exactly what products they should be on, and it's an amazing resource. So I go to this 94health.com, and I'm already logged in, but what you would do is go to log in, and I'm going to give you my login information so anybody can come on, and I'm going to show you how to share this free online health evaluation. When you go to log in, you're going to put in my account number, which is right on the screen right here, 100758624. 100758624. My password is Team Aloha. TEAMALOHA. And when you log in, just if you are going to use this page, as a regular business tool, go ahead and join. It's only like $12 a month if you pay monthly, or it works out to less than $10 a month if you pay for the year. So I'm going to go to health concerns right here. Go to nutritional protocol. This is going to, you have to agree to this. I have read and agree. And then it directs you to this nutritional protocol, which is asks you, some questions about you or your prospect, and then you can hit submit, hit continue, and you get an email of their protocol, and they get an exact email right there on the screen, and they can actually buy the products. If they buy the products from their evaluation, it's going to go onto my account, so you just let me know and we'll have it shifted to your account. But that's why if you are going to use this regularly, it does make sense for you to pay the $10 a month to have that. So why I like this also is if you go to introduction, or interviews Dr. Wallach right here. Dr. Wallach interviews Dr. Wallach. These are really helpful too, and you can email links to these. Let somebody say somebody calls you and they have alopecia. Here's a 2-minute and 42-second video of alopecia. If you think it's somebody who's really excited and they have a lot of health challenges or they know a lot of people with health challenges, go to the bottom. Oh, let's see. If I go to, let's say, digestion. I believe I'm logged in. Somehow I don't think I'm logged in here. Okay, so I don't think I'm logged in, but there will be a spot for you to share down here, URL. You don't, if you share the URL at the top, the person's going to have to log in. But there is a URL. Let me see. If I log out, let me log in as a member, and I'll show you. So I realize not everybody's watching this on the computer, but you can go back in and I'm going to share it on Facebook after we're done here. So if you log in as a member and then you go into Dr. Wallach interviews Dr. Wallach, I'll show you the difference. At the bottom of this screen, you should be able to share a URL that's going to, yeah, so you see the difference right here. Now there's this URL and I Control C, so now I can paste it into any email I want and they can go right to this page and they're logged in to my account, so they won't have to re-log in. If you share the URL at the top of the page, they have to log in and it's pretty confusing for some people. So, but all these are super helpful. I'll just play a second of the alopecia. It takes a little bit to load because they are all in high def. And they're all protected here.
A cause is a manifestation of malabsorption.
So there we go.
How many nutrients does it take?
I don't know if you guys could hear that, but it's in high definition and it's really great for sharing. So we'll close that out. That's a great tool to use. Another great tool to use is ordering catalogs. Okay, a lot of people want to hold something in their hand. So if we go to you can print out a catalog. I mean, you can print out, you can see a PDF of a product catalog. I don't recommend that. But what you can do is go into your back office. If you go into your extranet and log in, and then go to or My Orders, New Order, and you will see in My Orders, New Order, down at the very bottom is Sales Tools. And you can even add a 10-pack of catalogs to your auto ship, so you're not having to pay for catalogs. Here's the Clemson report that a lot of people asked for, or this is the Manitoba study. I believe the Clemson report should be in here. Here's some brochures, order forms. There's your catalog. A 10-pack of product catalogs for 30 bucks. So I give catalogs to everybody who wants a catalog because to me they're just going to pass it along or they're going to leave it on their coffee table and somebody's going to look at it and it's free advertising, or it's $3 advertising for me. So have product catalogs. Another great thing to remember is DAC, davidallencapital.com. A fast way to boost your income if you're looking to build Youngevity as a business full-time is to get some drop cards by David Allen Capital, which like postcard size cards, and just leave them everywhere you go. Or if you know small business owners, say, hey, if you guys are ever looking to expand or you're in a pinch, remember me. I work with lenders who love to loan money to small business. What I say is my friend David just started a loan brokerage on the mainland and they're just getting started and they're looking to loan money to small businesses. Remember me if you're ever in a pinch or whoa, some big feedback from a phone caller. If you could just *6, that'd be helpful. So Agent Resource Center is where you order your drop cards and you can find out more about this. It's a let me put in the password. It'll ask me for a password. It's lowercase BROKER. I think it's 123. I think it's broker 123. I haven't been in here for a while. But if you, it's not letting me in. Let's see, BROKER, I think 1234 maybe. There it is. Broker 1234. Now you're into your broker resources. You can, there's so much in here. You can, here's a link to prior recorded calls. If you listen to one recorded David Rutt's DAC training call, you will be able to go out and get a loan. I promise you. It's like easy. You don't have to be licensed. All you have to be is Youngevity distributor. You can order your postcard order page, which postcard size drop cards, you just leave them on bulletin boards. You can leave them on at the bank or wherever you want to leave them. Okay, I hear Jaron Lines is asking a question. Are we talking about just handing out Youngevity magazine's catalogs to people? Do you buy a whole stack? No, I do not just hand them out to people, but some people want to see a catalog. They want to, especially people a little older who are not very tech savvy, and they want to look for stuff that that is tangible, they can hold and see. And any distributors of mine who want catalogs, when I have an event, I let them leave with a catalog. Everybody leaves with a catalog if they want one at my event, so be prepared to hand out some catalogs. And then that's a great tool for them to use, because now they have something. I always write my name and number in the back of a catalog because people always forget. In fact, I write in the front of a catalog, in the back of a catalog, on the front page of the catalog. I write it everywhere in the catalog. Nobody will ever call Youngevity and order products without calling me when they have one of my catalogs. So did you have another question? People can mute the conversation on their phone. Okay. All right. So here's a David Allen Capital. If you want to know more, you can ask me questions, or you can go to one of David's recorded calls. Really helpful. Also, I want to pull up Jamel's website. It's teamgooday, TEAMGDAY.com, and he has a lot of great videos and links and resources up on this Team Good Day page. Very helpful stuff. So if you go to the resource page, it's got a lot of resources. You guys can find that rebound comparison chart on this page, and videos and all kinds of stuff on his resource page. So feel free to go there. Let's see, team and corporate calls, very important. So that's about all I wanted to cover today. I just want to leave you with this, how important it is to find out your people's why and really sit down with them and have a conversation like nobody's ever had with them before, where you are 100% focused on listening to them. You're taking notes in what they're saying. You're hanging on their every word. This is not about you spouting information at people. This is about you sitting down with your people that you want to work with and choosing people that you want to work with and asking them what's their why about their family. What are their health challenges? What is their family's health challenges? Do they want to do the business? Do they have a fear of having meetings? What are their fears about this? Do they have previous MLM experience? Was it good or bad? Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions, because you'll get to know these people better than anyone else in their lives. And when you know them better than anyone else in their lives, that's when they're going to trust you to give you referrals, to work with you, to open up with you, to let you into their home, to present to their friends and family. Getting to know people and it's going to bless you. It's going to bless you, because these relationships, these Youngevity relationships that you build, are going to be some of the most beautiful relationships and deepest relationships you have in your life, and that's a promise. God has redeemed my family to me through Youngevity in every way. I have so many brothers and sisters and moms and dads in this business, and it's an amazing thing when you really get to know people and you get to work with people in such a special way, spreading this special message that changes people's lives. It's an amazing, amazing thing. So please remember, this is a relationship business, and people have a basic need to want to be in relationships, to want to be heard, to want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and to have hope. And we have all those things, you guys. We have all those things if we do this the right way. If you don't know how to do it the right way, then get with me or get with your upline and say, I want to be shown how to do this. So can you do a three-way call with me and my brother? Can you do a three-way call with me and my next door neighbor? I'm not sure what to say. And even if you are sure what to say, a three-way call is great because then you'll learn how to do them for your people as well. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for being here. I'm going to stop the recording and